Today's podcast episode is super simple in concept, sometimes more challenging to practice, but just open yourself to the idea, chew on this idea that the better you treat your body, the better it will treat you. The better you treat your body, the better it will treat you. Your body is always working for you when you're thinking about it, when you're not thinking about it. You've taken several breaths and your heart has beaten multiple times since this podcast episode started. It is working for you. And I know that can be more complex when you're dealing with chronic illness or feeling like you're not in the body of your true gender and different other reasons as well. But your body is on your side, and the kinder you are to it, the better it will treat you. I said this to a client today, and I know it is so easy to take things out on our bodies, especially in a society that kind of encourages it, for us to be hard on our bodies, for us to keep wanting it to look different, to wanting it to perform to be better, to perform better, etc., blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to give you 3 ways to be kinder to your body. And they're kind of obvious again, but it doesn't hurt to be reminded, and it doesn't hurt to hear it. And maybe it will infuse your day, your week, your month, your life with a little bit more kindness. I was driving today, a longish 2.5 hour drive, and I was listening to a meditation on metta and the idea of extending kind words to yourself and others, compassionate words. And it was beautiful to hear some of the words. May I be safe, may I be happy, may I be at peace, may I be at ease. And words can just be healing. If you have ever been to my house, you know that there are words all over, words that make me feel happy, words that remind me of my values, words that are thought-provoking. Words are powerful. And I studied linguistics, so I'm into words. But let's get into it. Speaking kind words. That's the first thing. Speaking kind words to yourself. And sometimes it takes some practice to notice what you're actually saying to yourself if it's on autopilot. So it might require some pausing. This is why meditation can be so helpful, and often why we avoid it is because we don't like the noise in our heads. But remember, you're not your thoughts, and they're not always true. And the more you can observe what is happening in your head and your emotions from a place of, hey, wait a second, who's the one observing this? Then you can separate yourself a little bit more from them, but they do impact you, right? Words do impact you. They impact your emotions. They impact your body. So just thinking about, hey, what kind of words am I using? When I put on workout clothes to go exercise, what am I thinking about myself? What am I saying to myself? When I catch a glimpse of my reflection in the mirror, what are the words that come to mind? When I see my body in a picture, myself in a photo, what words are coming to mind? When I talk about myself with other people, how am I talking? And this sounds kind of like, check yourself and make sure that you are saying all the right words. And I don't want to come from an angle of finding more fault with yourself about how you're doing this wrong. But just watch. Can you be neutral a little bit? What are the definition of mindfulness is to observe what is happening in the moment without judgment. I think there's another qualifier to it, but just basically without judgment is the key word. So just practice being mindful and catch yourself. Just be like, oh yeah, I just said I was ugly, or I just made a mean comment in my head about my body. I just said to my friend, I just kind of complained. And it's not about being perfect and loving yourself all the time. Not that, but just speaking more kindly, even turning it neutral. If kind is too difficult, which it might be for some of you listening, can you be a little bit more neutral? My body's neither good nor bad. Or instead of saying I'm ugly, you could just say I'm me. Or you could even express, I'm frustrated with this body part, but I still appreciate it and love it. speaking kind words. Start there. And then the next thing you can do, again, super simple, almost oversimplistic, but listen. And it sounds so easy, but it's given busy schedules and high demands and standards for what we should look like, or what we feel like we should look like. It is so easy to not listen to our bodies and to just go after a goal or to push. And sometimes it's the same thing as your mind. It's scary sometimes to slow down and listen, because if we listen, we might need to do something about it, and that can be scary. But make some space to listen. And one simple way you can do this is a body scan. And that might be, especially start with meditation and just being mindful, maybe breath meditation, starting with a short meditation, and then the body scan, checking in with different parts of your body. I give this to my clients. I do this with my clients. And it's just a helpful way to observe what is happening in your body without judgment. But you could also, less involved, just say, hey, how am I feeling? And just give yourself like a few seconds to a minute to listen. What's going on in my body? How am I feeling? Checking in. Am I hungry? Am I tired? Am I restless? What does my body need? What do you need? What do you need? I love talking with my body directly. Instead of saying, what does my body need? I just like saying, hey, what do you need? What sounds good to you right now? What sounds nourishing? What sounds pleasant? And the more you do this, it might feel like speaking a different language at first, but the more you do it, the easier you can hear and understand the language of your body. And it is so incredible. Your body is, I feel like my body is my friend. I'm not saying that I'm like, oh, I'm so great and I'm always so perfect and I'm never have any difficulties with my body. But when I'm in that place of like slowing down and relaxing and listening, I feel so connected with my body. And it's like, ooh, we are simpatico, we are compadres, and I love you and it loves me. And it's a beautiful feeling. But that starts with listening, even going past that like bumpiness or that bump of fear that might come up around simply listening. And then I know that there are so many ways to meet your body's needs, but what I want to share, number 3, just being kind to your body, is to feed it. To feed it. And I really like, if you haven't started following her, if you don't know her, Abby Atwood at Wellness, she talks a lot about eating disorder recovery in relation specifically to food and fueling yourself enough. And if you need some encouragement in this, go to her page. It's great. But just feeding yourself can be a revolutionary act in our world. When we glorify starvation, when we are so consumed with eating clean or eating healthy or not eating too much or eating the right amount or eating the right foods, simply feeling hungry and responding to your hunger with food when you feel hungry is kind. And of course, we can take into consideration different life factors. We might not always be able to eat immediately when we feel the sensation of hunger, but practicing listening and honoring your body. Honoring is a good word. But that starts with listening, right? And if you want to go even more basic, words, listen, giving kind words to yourself, speaking kind words to yourself, listening, and then taking action. So basically, these 3 things about being kind to your body is taking initiative, saying, hey, body, you're here. And thanks for being here. And you're not so bad. Or maybe I like you. I kind of like you. I like this about you. I think it's cool that you can do this. Thanks for being here with me. And then your body speaks back, hey, yeah, I'm here. I've always been here. I like you too. And I need a nap, or I'm really thirsty, or I need some food, or whatever your body says. I need to stretch a little bit, or I need to take some rest. And then being like, okay, cool. We're on the same team. I'm going to give you what I need. I'm going to use my brain and you to move things so I can take care of you. It's a wonderful, powerful, cool way to practice love for yourself. And if my work had nothing to do with self-love or self-expression or fulfillment, then this would be completely boring work for me. That's where I find the meaning in it, in health and fitness is the deeper elements of us being human and not just our bodies. But yeah, speaking kind words, listening to your body, and taking care of it, specifically eating. So if you have forgotten to eat today, or you need to eat a little bit more, it doesn't matter how much or how little you ate yesterday, you deserve to eat. It doesn't matter how healthy or unhealthy the food is, you deserve to eat. And get this, you deserve to also have pleasure with your food. And instead of being like, ugh, I'm eating this, quote unquote, bad indulgent food, instead of approaching it with fear, try approaching it with utter enjoyment and go all in, taking slower bites, enjoying every single bite, and noticing what sensations come up in your body, rather than just defaulting to the messages in your head. And that goes back to the meditation and the body scans, practicing being in your body. So that's my encouragement to you. Feed yourself good food. And by good, I don't mean healthy or morally superior, but food that is good for your body. If you want some advice on that, go to Harriet Meyer's episode. If you want some support with listening to your body, I have one of the episodes in this season, so this year, about being present with your body. And then I have, with the words, the mirror one. Do the mirror exercise, try that one. And those are some extra tangents you can go on and listen to some older podcast episodes that can be helpful and relevant for you. So super simple, not always easy, but my encouragement to you is to be kind to your body. Your body will be so much better to you when you are kind to it. And if you'd like to do this, I have 3 invitations for you, and they're all in the show notes, so they're easy to access. If you want to focus on the food part, but you feel a lot of guilt or misgivings, or maybe you've struggled with yo-yo dieting, or what you might call emotional eating, or maybe you wouldn't even call it that, but you can be kind of strict with your food, or kind of go between, eating healthy and then falling off the wagon, so to speak. And food is just kind of you love it, but you also feel or guilty, or you feel like you love it too, quote unquote, too much, and you don't feel like you have control around it. Go to the Goodbye Diets Guide on my website, emmaroscoe.com. It's on the homepage. If you want to practice listening to your body more with movement and exercise, go to my Enjoy Exercise Guide. That is so good and freeing, and it's free. Both of these are free. All of these 2 are free. And if you're like, hey, Michelle, I would really like to be kinder to my body, but I need a little bit more guidance or structure, support, and I want it to be really easy, really simple, no frills, I just need a day to focus on myself. I know I am busy, but I just need a little bit of support. Do the 24-hour health reset, $24, 24 hours, $1 an hour. And you have access to it for a week, so you don't have to do it immediately. You can do it any day in the upcoming week from the purchase date. And it just will give you so much more encouragement and love and support in making really affirming choices. So it's not about working out harder or dieting or, pushing. It's really about just being kinder to your body, So those are my 3 invitations for you. The links are in my website or in the show notes. And be kind to your body, be kind to you.